Hello everybody, welcome into our weekly reading. Blessing, clearing and cleansing your energy, lifting off the weight, removing all the fear, disconnecting all your cords of attachment, sealing the ends, handing them back to whoever they came from, calling all of your energy, life force, power, soul fragments back to you, grounding you in loving light. Welcome to my channel. My name is Elena and this is Mystical Magical Readings. This is a reading for everybody. If you found this reading, it is for you. It is a week ahead reading and there will be messages in here for you to support you, to choose the choices that will bring the most peace, healing, prosperity to you and all of those connected to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my spirit guides of the love and light with angelic qualities. What does everybody watching this tarot reading need to know for their highest good and the highest good of all around them in their week ahead? Thank you for subscribing to my channel and following along and liking this video if you enjoyed it. Commenting on what resonated, that really helps with me with my readings moving forward. So the energy lately has been extremely heavy. There has been a lot of shifts through eclipse season. There has been a lot of changes within your perception. You've been going deep into your healing. And we have 1 week left of Mercury retrograde now. And then we have 7 weeks of retrograde-free energy, which means we can move forward and embrace the new. So this is where I'm very, very happy to see the death card at the end of your reading. I am so happy to see this. This means that, look at those cords I just cut at the start of the reading for you. You're cutting them yourself, and as one door is closing, there's new opportunities opening for you. So I'm hearing new opportunities abound, and they're going to be much more aligned with your path and purpose. So for some of you, I'm seeing you staircase at work, and if there was someone who was making you feel less than at work, I'm seeing that conflict come to a head this week and then come to resolution. And for those of you who decide to stay, there's definitely that hope you're going to put the narcissist in their place, so to speak, and there's going to be new opportunities, there's going to be promotions, there's going to be new things coming in for you. For others of you, you might be leaving a job, you might be leaving a workplace, or you might be thinking of something new to study. You're wanting to change fields, you're wanting to change areas, something doesn't feel aligned. And this eclipse season and Mercury retrograde has made you look into that, which is really curious energy, and your guides are really happy that you're getting this curious energy because it's going to bring in the shifts that you need. For others of you, I'm seeing a lot of love in the family. I'm seeing big hugs going round. There could be a family member that requires a bit of love and care and a bit of gentleness, and they might not be speaking up about this. So do inquire into that. And this is where you will also receive a lot of love. If you've felt like in your family there's been a bit of distance, there's been a bit of arguments, there's been a bit of things not going right that's causing separations, have a think about, and my throat's going, so working on your throat chakra here. What do you need to say? What do you need to say to your family members? Because there's family members that you truly love that you're wanting to come back into balance with. And there's a bit of pride in the way, dare I say it, and healing that's needed. But also just boundaries that need to be set. And there's family members that absolutely will respect you and hear those boundaries. I'm getting dad energy here coming in. So having a think about that, because I'm just getting this beautiful image of a dad and their child and hugging and reconnecting and coming back in love. This could be brought about by, I don't know, some sort of hospital checkup where there's nothing drastic happening, but it kind of makes you rethink, oh, okay, well, they're not going to be around forever. So how important is this argument, and where do I need to give a little and come back into love and support and where do I need to really honor my boundaries, you know, depending on you and depending on your own dynamics. This will be different for everyone, of course, but I am seeing beautiful, loving connections with family members that may have been challenging in the past, but you've really worked through stuff and it's truly beautiful. And I'm just seeing a big heart now, a big heart coming out. So there's a lot of love, there's heart expansion coming in this week. There's love, peace, and understanding after a lot of conflict, after a lot of misunderstandings, after a lot of feeling like other people don't support you. It's like you've worked out how to support yourself. And then everything's coming back into balance now, which is really good. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing a hair toss and packing the bags and walking off and just forgetting about it all. It all got a bit too heavy. It all got a bit too much. And that's exactly what you were supposed to do. You were meant to be walking away from things that didn't serve you. You were meant to be taking that pressure off your shoulders. And I'm getting Johnny Farnham, Take the Pressure Down. I always get Johnny Farnham songs coming in. They're really high vibe actually and very uplifting, but also grounding. So he's wonderful to listen to if you're feeling a little out of sorts. I do recommend that. So this is like just dropping the bundle and moving on and just going, you know what, that is not my SHIT to carry, and you can go deal with that. Like, I'm totally done. So there's a lot going on this week. There's a lot of different factors. For those of you who are studying, I'm seeing that you might be wanting to change courses of study, or there might be a different course that you're thinking about. So you might be halfway through a course or something and suddenly you've realized that's not quite in alignment, or perhaps you were doing what your parents and what your family wanted you to do and you're like, actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. So, you know, when you have this shift, please don't think you can't make the change. You absolutely can, and go for it. You're meant to be getting that aha moment at the moment. That is your intuitive hits from your guides. That is your intuitive hits from your higher self. So follow that and look into what you need to do to study the course that you're actually wanting to study. If there's a question of making money later on, the world's really shifting and really changing over the next few years. So if your course is going to take a few years, the ways that we used to make lots of money may not make lots of money anymore. So don't let money be a reason that you don't choose something that you're wanting to do if you think it's not going to make you enough money. So don't limit yourself in terms of that. Where there's a will, there's a way. I just heard from someone's guides, and I'm getting a grandma energy coming in here too. Someone's grandma or someone's nanny is really encouraging them to choose that right course of study. It's really important for you to follow your heart, and you're going to make money anyway. It's in your energy field. So they're wanting you to know that you're going to be making that money anyway. So do what you want to do. And they think it's a really beautiful idea for you. And they didn't get the opportunity to do what they wanted to do, you know, because the times weren't like that back then. So they're just jumping at the bit to kind of live vicariously through you, and they're really encouraging you. And it's really funny because when they were alive and around, they might not have had that perception, but it's totally changed since they're watching over you, and they're like one of your little angels from above. They love you, they adore you, and they're encouraging you to absolutely go for it. There's 2 thumbs up there, nods, and lots of cuddles and all that sort of stuff. They're also showing me memories of like cooking with them when you were little, so making pancakes or something like that, or times when you blew out the cake and the candle, and they just loved it. They just loved making that cake, and they loved your starry eyes when you blew out the candle. So that's really gorgeous there as well. So that's just a little mediumship message for some of you who that resonates with. I know that won't resonate for all of you, but as I said during this reading, there's different messages for different people coming through, as well as the general collective lessons that we're going through for the week. So this week, your guides are wanting you to know that it's finished. The hardest part is finished. We're through it. You've done your work. You've seen all you've needed to see in terms of people pointing their fingers at you or wanting to have a go at you, or the pressures of general work, general life, general family stuff coming in. and that's finished now. But you might kind of be on red alert this week just because there's been a lot happening. So your guides want you to bring everything back to the breath, back to grounding yourself in. See if you can get out a little bit, maybe down to the beach or down to the forest and have a bit of a relax to get yourself back in rest and digest, because there's definitely a bit of fight, flight, freeze going on. And there's high reason for it. You know, even if you watch the news at the moment, that can set you into fight, flight, freeze, and then you're really stressed and tense, and then stressful, tense things come into your energy field. So it's so important to stay connected with what's going on in the world, but at the same time, don't overdo that. You don't need to put your nervous system into a stress response. Okay, so make sure you get a break, make sure you move away from all of that stuff. Don't watch too much, limit that and get out into nature and have some relaxing times. I'm getting some time by yourself is really needed. Like, look at these cards. There's just one person on their own, one person on their own, one person on their own, one person on their own. And they're really, these cards are very much healing, zen den, relax, grieve, allow the emotions to flow through you of all the things that are going on so that they don't sit within you and get suppressed. So they're also showing me the broomstick now. So cleaning your house and home and dusting and having a good freshen up around the home can actually be really healing for the mind as well. You know, if you've got chaotic stuff all around the house and it's all messy, that just causes distress. So getting everything kind of in its right place at home can be, you know, a mirror for your mind, and getting everything in its right place in your mind. And then you can lie down and have a bit of a rest. And it doesn't need to be perfect. There's spider webs here, but, you know, there's not a whole bunch of stuff all over the couch so the person can't lie down, you know. And so have a think about that. Where do you need to get into some rest and digest? There's definitely some meditation going on. Now I'm also getting this week, don't force it. So if you've walked away from something, or you're wanting to walk away from something now that's not working in terms of work or study, something is, and you're not sure of what your next move is, something's already lined up for you. So stay curious, but you don't need to rush to find out what that is. You will receive your aha moment at the right time for you. And don't go back into doing something else that's exactly the same as what you're doing now. Okay, so that's a real lesson. And I know some of you may have been doing that throughout your lives, where something doesn't work out with a job and then you suddenly want a new job. So you go and find a new job, but it's the very similar role, very similar dynamic, very similar whatever to what you've been doing, and then you have to go through the same lesson all over again. It's time to stop that now and cut that cycle. It's time to complete that cycle and truly know your worth. This is happening because you're limiting yourself. You've got some limiting beliefs coming in that are stopping you from stepping into being more creative, or being more authentic, or being more of whatever your inner child really wants to do. You know, perhaps, for example, you want to be a writer, but you think you'll never make any money off it, so you just don't do it at all. Well, you could start doing that as a hobby, and it doesn't have to be your major income. You know, it's about starting the dream without thinking about the money consequences. This is a major theme for this reading. So I can see money's tight, I can see money's tense. You know, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse here. We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse here. So it's like money's going out and it's not coming in. So how can you make decisions that aren't based around money? But all the decisions that you have made up till now based around money, have they worked? So you've got to look at it differently. When you're doing what you love, the money flows in. Your inner child has a lot to do. Your creativity center has a lot to do with that money flowing in. And when you don't force it, that's when it happens. And it does all feel very backwards. And yes, you do need actual income now. Of course you do. So you're going to do what you have to do in order for that to happen. But this is working with the prostitute archetype. Where are you selling your soul completely and utterly to the point where you're not allowing yourself to love what you do to make money. Okay, so having a think about that. Some of you might be married to money. Some of you might be having family members that you're kind of having to have in your life that have the money that support you. You know, what does this look like to you? Where are you financially reliant or on something or someone, on a job, on a family member, on a partner, where you need to work out how to become more independent now. Okay. Now, this might not be the easiest thing to think about, but at the same time, you are more than capable. And again, I'm getting that where there's a will, there's a way, you know. When you open your heart to receive, you'll be amazed at the surprise ways that money can come in for you. But I'm not going to lie, this week's going to be quite tight. And if you need to start focusing on money in order to be more independent, then it's definitely time to have a look at that. But at the same time, your guides want you to expand that out of a fearful idea and make it into a joyful one. Okay, because this is going to help the money flow in. And I hope that has given you an aha moment. You need that balance of making money and that balance of feeling joy in your life for it all to kind of flow in, right? If you're just doing something that you absolutely hate to make money every day, or you're around someone that you really disliked always to have the financial stability, then money as its own energy is going to get the vibe that you don't like it. And that's not true. It's not that you don't like money. You love money. You just don't like what you're having to do to make it right now. Okay, so this is where that prostitute, and sorry for the name, but that is what the name of this archetype is called. That's where the prostitute archetype comes in. Where are you selling your soul and how can you change that? So your guides want you to look at that, and they wouldn't be bringing this up unless you absolutely could. So I've got some beautiful crystals here, tiger's eye, and I can't remember what this one's called, but it's a beautiful yellow one around the solar plexus. This is about your confidence, your focus, everything like that. And get that eye of the tiger coming in to really bring this in, because you're going to feel, interestingly, they want me to shuffle again. You're going to get into a sense of creativity after this week, and you're going to feel really inspired. So this is the last of the week of what's not working. Aha moments are going to start coming in though, and you're really going to start feeling that, oh my gosh, it's like I really know that I've been wanting to do this, but I can't ever see how it would work. So they don't want you to shut your dreams down, because you're highly independent, you're able, and there's narcissists in your life that are telling you that you ain't worthy, and that's what's got to go. So if there's a boss, if there's a partner, if there's a family member, if there's someone telling you you ain't worthy and you're never going to be able to do anything or follow your dreams or blah, 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 that's what's got to be cut out of your life. That's the cord you've got to cut. And then this door of opportunity is going to open, and you're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad I removed them. Now, this can be quite interesting because guilt can come in. You can feel obliged to this person. You can feel like you owe them something. They can definitely make you feel like you owe them something. And it's just unacceptable. You don't owe anybody a thing. It doesn't matter how much they've done for you in the past. Things with this is we pay it forward. So if you get a kindness happening to you, one day in the future, you'll be kind to someone else. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be kind to that person, okay? You received off that person, and then you're going to give to someone else in the future. So if anyone's saying you owe them, or after everything I've done for you, or whatever that looks like, they're guilting you, don't fall for it. Now, you're already in mourning about this, and you're already recovered from it. So if this is a partner, you've literally already broken up with them in your mind, and it's just about moving on. If this is work, you're already saying no to that, and perhaps it didn't pay enough money anyway. So you're totally walking away from that, and you've accepted that in your mind, whether or not you've actually walked away yet because of money reasons. and you're just kind of meditating and zoning in on, well, what's next? And that's what this whole week is. You're dropping the burdens. You're not carrying the heavy weights anymore. Some of you may have had an inkling about new jobs, new opportunities, as I said, new courses of study that you're wanting to switch over to, whatever that looks like for you. And you're getting quite curious about that. You do have some really beautiful friends in your life that you can talk to that are really positive, really loving, and really accepting of that. But this week, what I'm getting mainly is caring for loved ones who need your support this week. This is going to lift your vibration, help you let go of all of these worries, and bring love and purpose and blessings and peace back into your heart, because you're doing something caring and kind for someone that you truly love and care about. And that's really, really beautiful. Now, I can see that this relationship in the past was very challenging, but it's come back into peace. You've both kind of done your work, and it's not perfect. Not many relationships are perfect, especially with family members, but you love each other, and that's the important thing. And they're going to be really, really grateful for your care. They're not a person that actually asks for love or support or help. So it's up to you to realize, oh, they're probably needing it, and to give that offer out. And you're going to be really glad you did. You're going to have some really beautiful moments with this family member this week. So what about all these new aha moments? What's next? I don't normally shuffle more, but they're wanting me to. So I'm seeing the sunshine come in. I am seeing a lot of things. This is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Magician in the reverse, okay, the Chariot in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles. Here's the Sun. Beautiful. I said I saw the Sun, and some delays. Okay, thank you. So with all of these cards coming in, they're in reverse at the moment, and I know this sounds funny, but they are going to go into the upright. So as I said, this week, it's all about working out what is the wrong direction, what is not for you. What are the things that you're thinking about that you can do next that are wrong? What have you done in the past that hasn't worked? Where are you about to repeat your pattern? Have a think about that this week. It's really, really important. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse means it's really just about getting back to work, getting back to that daily grind, having a think about what you need to be doing in your everyday. And this is actually going to, without overthinking it, bring you into this new sun and this new hope and this new abundance. Now, as I said, this Five of Pentacles, here's this family member that needs support, that needs love. There's health stuff going on here, nothing detrimental, just a little bit of love and care needed as someone's getting like a health checkup or something like that. And the most important thing is, if you're really unhappy in your workplace, or you're really unhappy with what's going on in your life at the moment, and you know you got to go, don't over control how it happens, please. This is why they wanted this card to come out. Come back to the breath. Focus on things that you do love doing this week. Know that your time is coming to leave. Know that your time is coming to separate. Know that that time is coming in, and it's all going to be working out okay. There are some delays, but you will get little inklings of sparks of intuition about what you want to do moving forward. All right. Let's now bring in an oracle card. Thank you so much. What do we need to know, my beautiful guides? Thank you. Okay, we have Druid. Yeah, hold the space. This is very much what I was getting in the reading. This is about holding space for yourself this week, not letting fear control your decisions that you're going to be making for future you, not over controlling it, allowing that sun to flow in. And then when you have those aha moments, when you're feeling joy, that's when you think about what you want to do in the future. That's when you think about what you want to create next. That's when you start following that dream of yours and start making it a little fun hobby on the side, or if you can, making it a full-time thing to do. Holding the space this week for loved ones who need love and care, holding the space for you, bringing your breath back to, bringing your awareness back to your breath. There is a lot of fear, there is a lot of tension, there is a lot of anger just in the air when you walk around, and you're going to feel it and it's going to trigger you. So it's very much important to bring your awareness back to your breath, holding that peaceful space for yourself. There is so much power in that, I cannot even tell you. And as I said, when you're thinking about the future, try to think about how you'd imagine the world to be in a couple years, and base your decisions more off that, okay? So I do have private readings available if you'd like to book in. I do psychic readings, and they do have future predictions within them. However, everything is always changeable, so I will add that in. Everything you need to know to book in is in the video description, so you can just email me there to book. So holding the space here, and then we also have on the bottom of the deck, Hunter, track down your fears and desires. So this is interesting. So this is not manifesting with fear, and interestingly also, and I'll explain this to you, not manifesting with your desire. So desire is fleeting. Desire is desiring something, but then if you had it all the time, would you enjoy it? Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like where is a desire or a want or feeling like the grass is greener on the other side, making you want to over control, making you want to manifest in something that's not actually for you, because the power of manifestation is very, very quick at the moment. So what you want to do, it's going to happen. But is it actually what you want? Is that grass actually greener, or is it just a spray painted green on the top of it? So tracking down your fears, tracking down your desires, working out where your fears are stopping you and where your desires are leading you down the wrong path. This is going to help you. So more self-awareness in terms of holding the space this week. Let's now get an elemental card out for you. Thank you, my guides. I definitely want that one. Woo! Wonderful. So we've got dark matter, mystery, and expansion, true north. This is absolutely beautiful. So dark matter, mystery. This is an interesting thing. So this is kind of like a little bit of that unsurety and allowing that unsurety to happen. Dark matter isn't a good or bad thing. It's just an energy. And this really kind of flows through you at the moment. So it's kind of like, where can you kind of go into your cocoon? Where can you kind of go into the darkness within you and go to the bottom and the depths of your soul? You know, it reminds me of kind of when someone's in a womb, they wouldn't really be able to see anything, right? It would be a bit dark. It'd be a bit kind of weird. Or when you go into a meditative state and you close your eyes, and just behind your eyes, there's just this beautiful calm darkness. And then all of a sudden you're kind of out in space. Try it. It's really calming. It's really relaxing. This is the space that your guides want you to go to when you're manifesting, when you're about to think about your next steps for your future, getting in a really calm space. This is also about mystery, allowing the mysteries of the whys and the whereabouts of what's going on in the world at the moment to unfold. There is a huge awakening and a huge death and rebirth happening within our world, and it's affecting us all, and you need to be more kind of thinking about the bigger picture and the mystery of it all, and allowing it to stay a mystery, because we've got a lot of death and rebirth coming in with this card. Okay, so it's kind of like they're just showing me an image of when someone closes their eye and then opens it again. You know, there's that darkness, and then when they open, if it's daylight, there's light. And just having that pause. So I'm getting that this is just a pause and allow the mystery to unfold. Let your own life and let your own rebirth within this all be a little bit of a mystery at the moment, as everything's getting rejigged by our teams, by our guides, by God, and allowing the rebirths to come in. Now, I'm getting that a lot of people might be feeling like they're not allowed to speak up at the moment, and that's very true in our world. This is where how you can help is holding the space within yourself. This is why we have that Druid card coming in. Hold the space within your energy field, hold the space with your loved ones, hold the space in your little challenges in your life, and this will help other people feel more peaceful and have their fear removed. It's amazing the power of you remaining peaceful. So holding that space there. We then have North, expansion, and this is what's coming in next week after Mercury retrograde finishes. We are expanding, and true North is your true aligned path and purpose. And guess what? It has something to do with holding space for a lot of you. something to do with holding the space. A lot of you might be teachers, a lot of you might be healers, a lot of you might be in a really practical way, but supporting in the back areas of companies that do that sort of stuff. So it's thinking also about strategically where you can move, what job you can move into, for example, and this is being very practical, that would support our world at the moment, where a job would be stable for you. So if you feel like your income is going to go, or your family member's income is going to go because of changing times, where would you need to work that would be a stable income now for you? So thinking about that and allowing that realisticness and practicality to come in. That's for now. But true north is truly following your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your creativity, not letting anything get in your way. You know, you and your dreams and desires are as vast as the big sky with the northern lights and the sun shining in to make those auroras. It's truly expansive, and from next week, I promise it's going to be a very expansive time. So consider this week where you are limiting yourself, where your desires are telling you to go in the wrong direction, where your fears are holding you back, and how you can be truly you in holding this space right now. Even though everything's not quite right in your life, how can you hold the space right now? Because no matter what, every day, there's going to be something in your life that's not quite right. That's why we're here, to live and learn and support each other through. So allow the mysteries to unfold. There's going to be a lot revealed again this year. And this week, there's going to be a lot more revealed as well. Now, the last thing my guides are telling me is it's still Mercury retrograde for another week. So, you know, when something happens that really pisses you off, to be honest, just zip it until you're back into a regulated state, then take action. That can be very, very challenging, and I understand that. That challenges me as well, but you will get better outcomes if you manage to do that. So again, holding that space for yourself in love and respect. Let's finish off this reading now with, here we go. Oh, we've got 4. Runes. So we have started off here with Thurizaz. I cannot pronounce these, but this is reactive, force, defense, and conflict. So there is a lot of conflict in the world at the moment. There is a lot of defense needed. So how can you hold your space? How can you strengthen your energy field? Putting sprinkles of gold and silver in the energy field, feeling it in colors, can really support you. Grounding in, staying grounded, and allowing your angels to work through you, always coming back to your breath. And then we have the Birkenau, which is birth, fertility, growth, and new beginnings. This is absolutely beautiful. This is grounding in, allowing that rebirth to happen. Now with this dark matter, there's the darkness and then there's the light coming in. It almost looks like a portal, doesn't it? Flowing through a portal, and all you can see as you're going through the portal, which is the eclipse season portal that we've just had essentially, all you can see is darkness and you're not sure what's going on. And then once you get through the end of the portal, there's the light and you're into the new upgraded you. So new birth, beginnings, beautiful new things coming in, thinking about what you truly want. That is not a desire, that is soul-led, and there is a difference there. So if that's confusing you, have a think about it. We then have, one second. Yeah. We then have Helga's hail, wrath of nature, uncontrolled forces. So there are going to be some things that are out of your control happening this week. We know this is happening in the world. This is where you need to go with the flow. This is where you need to allow those tower moments to happen, and just listen to your guides, because they will always keep you in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. And you can say that. Thank you, my guides, for guiding me to be in the right place at the right time doing the right thing for you always. I am safe and secure. Thank you for your guidance. Yeah. So this is a lot of changes outside our control. It might be a little bit stormy this week in terms of world events. So hold on tight, keep yourself, keep your loved ones safe, and look after you. And lastly, we have Laguz. This is the power of renewal, dreams and fantasies, but it has come out in the reverse. So this is again, and they're wanting to mention those desires and fears. Where desires or fears making you limit yourself or making you head down a path that's kind of wrong? And in the way that you can figure out what a desire is instead of a soul-led thing, it's like thinking about if you're choosing to hang out with someone or do something or take an action, is it to fulfill a void within you? Are you trying to feed off it? Or is it something where when you go and do it, you are shining your light and you are in a place of receiving from your guides and sharing that out in a hard, expansive way? So if this is a desire, it's going to be something that you're kind of feeding off, that you need, that makes you feel good, but without it, you feel lack. With a soul-led thing, it's you expand, you shine your light. So I hope that makes sense for you. And often behind desires, there are a lot of fears. So hunt them down this week. Where are you limiting yourself? This is another week of kind of working through the last little bits of the wrong direction and clearing that out, getting those aha moments. So next week, boom, we're ready for this expansion, true north, and the rebirths. Thank you all so much. I hope there was something beautiful in this reading for you. Enjoy looking after your family members. Enjoy bringing what brings you peace, happiness, and joy this week. Coming back to your breath in stressful times. And please don't watch the news too much, okay? Stay safe, everybody. I love you so much. Have a beautiful week.